former State Department official David Tafuri. David, thanks so much for joining us on this busy Saturday. I want to start off where Alex Hogan left things off with the human rights issues in this country, this kingdom. The president has called this nation a pariah. He's been critical of the human rights issues there. But then we see this fist bump, right, that has reverberated around the world and really has gotten a lot of reaction. The publisher of the Washington Post said that it was worse than a handshake. And the Saudis are playing the heck out of this video. So I want to ask you, if you were there with the president on this trip, would you have tried to make sure that he avoided this moment?
Well, this trip was born out of pragmatism. President Biden does have issues with the Khashoggi murder, and he raised them privately with MBS. But he did need to do this trip for the alliance between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia, and to ensure that Saudi Arabia takes seriously the request from the U.S. and from other Western countries to increase oil production and take the lead in OPEC for getting other countries in OPEC to increase oil production. There was a fist pump. There are awkward moments now during the pandemic and post-pandemic when you first greet someone who you haven't met before or who you haven't seen.
But David, I understand that. Let me just ask you, but it almost seems like the administration wasn't prepared for this, as if they didn't really know if there was going to even be an on-camera meeting with MBS. Could they have prepared better for this?
Well, not everything can be scripted in a visit like this, right? There's a purpose to this visit. The president is trying to strengthen this alliance. He had to walk a fine line here. He had to condemn again the murder of Khashoggi, which he should have done, and he did do. But he also needs to greet the Saudi leaders properly. A fist pump actually is less intimate than a handshake.
I don't know that everybody feels that way, though.
We should make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone would agree with that. Let's switch to oil. I know that there was a diplomacy part of this trip, but then there was also that energy question everybody had. The president coming home without a guarantee that gas prices are going to go down. Then we heard MBS saying that Saudi is not going to be able to produce really that much more oil than what it's already producing. So in terms of energy, let's put diplomacy to the side. In terms of energy, do you think this trip was a success?
Well, I think we will see in the next coming months whether the OPEC countries agree to increase oil production. You're right that Saudi Arabia can't just magically produce a lot more oil, right? Its ability to produce oil is based on the investments it's made, the infrastructure it has for drilling oil and for exporting oil. And so it's going to do that over time, over the next few months. And I believe that Saudi Arabia will do that.
Okay.
And I believe in that sense, this is a success. And remember, the number one priority of this administration right now is to confront the aggression of Russia and its illegal invasion of Ukraine. And we need all of our allies.
David, we got to go. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, New York City.